We want to touch back on the U.S. debate last night. The final presidential debate marked a real change in how things had gone, a major shift. Have a listen to this exchange.
We changed the policy.
Your response
they
to
did
that?
It. We changed.
Did not
they built the cages. Who built the cages, Joe?
Let's talk about what
Who built the cages,
Let's
Joe?
talk about what we're talking about. What happened? Parents were ripped, their kids were ripped from their arms and separated.
So that was one of the heated exchanges. This one dealt with family separations at the border. But the debate did cover everything from racism to the environment. Joining us with more is CNN's Karen Kaifa. Karen, the biggest distinction between this and the last one was that you could hear the points that they were trying to make. What resonated with voters this morning?
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Anne-Marie. Waking up this morning, a lot of voters feeling a lot less anxiety after watching that debate last night and perhaps walking away a lot more informed. You're absolutely right. These candidates were able to cover a lot more ground without the interruptions and without the crosstalk. This time around, President Trump and Joe Biden having some more in-depth policy discussions, that exchange over immigration that you just played right there, but also and especially about the coronavirus pandemic and where the U.S. goes from here. They offered starkly different portraits of where the American people are in all of this in terms of the public health crisis and economic recovery, really giving voters an opportunity to take one last look if they still have not cast their ballot, if they are still undecided about how these two men have very different plans moving forward, Anne-Marie.
Karen, let me ask you about one of those policies dealing with the coronavirus, and that was new information that the president mentioned last night about a vaccine that is weeks away. He has the military on standby, he says, set to deliver it. I know that you have fact checkers working on that, led by Toronto journalist Daniel Dale. Have you been able to uncover anything new about that?
Yeah, this is something that the president has been saying for a while. He cited the Operation Warp Speed, which is the government program moving toward a coronavirus vaccine. This is not as close as perhaps the president would like it. Remember, he had been hinting that maybe there would be a vaccine before Election Day, but the facts just do not bear that out right now. And of course, the president likes to say that he is a cheerleader for the country, that he is optimistic about where the trajectory of the vaccine process is going. But this is something that is just not there. And even the pharmaceutical companies here in the U.S. and elsewhere that are working on this vaccine have not offered as optimistic of a timeline. We heard Pfizer, for example, this week say that the earliest that anything would happen would be after Thanksgiving. So the president really trying to offer a more optimistic picture of where the U.S. stands in terms of the coronavirus pandemic than Joe Biden, who has really been he tried to get the president to take responsibility. And in kind of an interesting moment last night, the president said, yeah, I do take responsibility, but it's not my fault. It's China's fault. So really pushing the president on accountability there. And again, offering a stark picture of where they really feel the U.S. needs to go in terms of the COVID-19 pandemic.
All right, well, that was the very last debate. Only 11 days to go until Election Day. We'll continue to check in with you, Karen. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.